Oil painting techniques. The fat over lean rule. Oil paint is a slow-drying artist's material that gives more time to change the color, texture, or shape of the artwork. It dries by oxidation, not evaporation, and therefore holds its texture and volume after drying. There is one basic rule fine artists should observe in oil painting. It is called fat over lean. This means that each new layer of paint should contain more oil than the layer below. If each additional layer contains less oil, the final painting might crack and peel. The paint with the higher oil content remains more flexible. Working in layers. Working in layers is used when painting requires more than one session. The first layer may be a ground, usually applied all over the surface. Then an underdrawing and outline may follow. Then comes underpainting, overpainting, and finally semi-transparent glazes. When the painting is completely dry, it is covered with protective varnish. All of these layers will affect the appearance of the final look. Underdrawing. The artist might sketch or transfer an outline of his or her subject on the support before applying oil paint. Such drawing on the ground is called underdrawing. The old masters like Jan van Eyck and Roger van der Weyden underdrew with a brush, making hatching strokes for shading, using water-based black or brown paint. When artists wanted to keep the ground fresh and clean, the preliminary drawing, called cartoon, was created in full size and transferred onto support by pouncing the outlines and dusting charcoal powder through perforations. There are many other ways of drawing transfer, including optical projections, drawing by squares, etc. Imprimatura. Imprimatura is a very transparent layer of oil paint, well diluted in turpentine or other solvent. It is used to tone the canvas by covering the white gesso with required color, providing an overall tonal optical unity. The artist chooses the color depending on the desired general tone of the artwork. Very often, earth colors like raw sienna were used for this task. The term imprimatura comes from the Italian and literally means first paint layer. It has origins in workshops during the Middle Ages and was used by Italian painters during the Renaissance. Following layers should be applied with care, so the imprimatura sometimes can be seen through in the middle to dark shadow areas of the work. Underpainting. Some artists skip the imprimatura coat and start with the underpainting layer. Underpainting is laid down as a thin, lean layer. It serves as a base that is intended to be painted over. Most often, brown paint's used for this task, like Van Dyke brown, raw umber, or bone color, 1 part raw umber and 1 part yellow ochre. Underpainting can also be done in bluish, greenish, or grayish colors, and will be described in detail later. Underpainting can be monochromatic, but it can also be multicolored. Sometimes artists leave painting as completed artworks at the stage of underpainting. If such painting is executed in shades of brown, then it can be called brunei, or painted en brunei.